AngelReese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
AngelReese made waves with a bold statement: if players aren't paid what they deserve, they'll sit out. It sounded confident, some might even say unrealistic. Social media erupted, and the backlash was swift. But no one broke it down better than Patrick Bet-David. He didn't just disagree, he dismantled her argument with cold, hard financial facts. And once you hear the full story, you might see Angel's complaint in a whole new light.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they're gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt. They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to get in the. I need to get in the field. You need to come to the meetings. I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out. That's a possibility for real.
So here's the deal, Reese, the so-called Bayou Barbie turned professional basketball player, is now calling for WNBA players to sit out if they don't get paid more. Yes, we're talking about a player still adjusting to finishing layups without clanking the bottom of the backboard, and already she's threatening to shut down the league. Patrick's reaction? A mix of disbelief and laughter. And honestly, who could blame him?
I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go, give this feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Layups? Bang! What do you mean? She's our double-double queen! Bang! What they say, if it's broke, don't fix it. Bang! Teaching AngelReese to make a layup is like teaching an old dog a new trick. It ain't gonna work. Bang! Hey, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you? Have the AngelReese
Let's take a closer look at what Angel actually said.
Get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is my, I don't even know my...
Angel revealed she's making about $74,000 in her rookie WNBA season and claimed that's not even enough to cover rent in Chicago. Now, for most people, $74,000 is a solid paycheck. But Angel? She's acting like she's barely getting by. The irony? This is the same person who made nearly $1.8 million in college through endorsement deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and more. Apparently, social media clout was more valuable than her stats on the court.
Basketball sustained her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thought?
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond.
Angel is locked into a 4-year rookie contract worth about $324,000, roughly $81,000 per year. That's less than 5% of what she pulled in as a college influencer. No wonder she once said, hating pays the bills. Let's be real, her Instagram stories make more money than her box scores.
At the rate she's throwing bricks, the WNBA needs to charge her for backboard repairs.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here shaping the future of women's basketball.
Angel's building a brand off bad takes and top-tier bricklaying mason.
Hey, this is the greatest AngelReese layup you'll ever see. Here we go with the dump up, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Burn! Oh, she getting jiggy with it. Look at that, crisscross, zig-zagging through the lane. Giddy up, yeehaw! Burn! Burn! Now I heard she's ambidextrous. That makes sense, because she's equally doggy doo-doo with the right and left-handed layup. Bang! Professional basketball player needing to work on her layups is like a fish needing to learn how to breathe underwater. It doesn't make sense! Reese's Puffs!
Patrick wasn't shocked because Angel is struggling financially because with all her endorsements, she's clearly not. What surprised him was her audacity to demand more money from a league that, well, doesn't even turn a profit. He pointed out the obvious. In the real world, businesses that lose money don't hand out raises, they hand out pink slips. That's when Adam Sosnick jumped in with even more eye-opening facts.
NBA and what's her name? AngelReese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember.
Mm-hmm. You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
the
knows.
NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
Adam reminded everyone that, yes, players in the MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL have gone on strike, but there's a huge difference. Those leagues were pulling in billions when their players walked out. AngelReese is acting like the WNBA is Apple when in reality, it's more like a struggling food truck barely breaking even.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick didn't sugarcoat it. The WNBA loses around $50 million every year. That's not a business, that's a financial disaster. Compare that to the NFL's $17 billion revenue or the NBA and MLB's $10 billion each. The WNBA? They barely hit $150 million and still can't balance the books. It's like trying to run a luxury spa with 2 customers and a lemonade stand budget.
Alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
And this isn't a new problem. The WNBA has been running at a loss since it started in 1997. That's over 25 years in the red. You'd think the recent buzz around Caitlin Clark would finally turn things around, but even with record ratings and sold-out arenas, the league is still bleeding money. The only reason it hasn't collapsed? The NBA keeps bailing it out.
Question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
No, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx.
Who?
A big part of the problem is scale. The WNBA has only 12 teams playing 40 games a season. Next year, they'll add the Golden State Valkyries, but even then, they're nowhere near the NBA's 30 teams and 82-game schedule. Fewer games, fewer tickets sold, less TV revenue, it's basic math. Well, unless you're AngelReese or Dejounte Carrington, apparently.
MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh.
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA is coming for.
Then there's revenue sharing. NBA players get 50% of league earnings. WNBA players get 99.3%. Sounds unfair until you realize the league still can't make a profit. There just isn't enough money to go around. And don't even get started on the attendance gap between Caitlin Clark's games and, well, everyone else's.
Angels. Spoiler alert. The seats are a lot more empty where she played.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest. We can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero.
Including Angels. Spoiler alert. Her games have a lot of empty seats. The truth is, women's basketball isn't attracting major crowds outside of Caitlin Clark and the NCAA tournament. No one's saying WNBA players don't deserve respect, but the numbers don't lie.
Demanding more money from a league that's running on financial fumes? That's not brave. It's delusional. Especially when it's coming from someone like Reese, who's been in the league for 5 minutes and is already acting like she's in charge of negotiations.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark keeps making history. She's setting records, racking up assists, and putting women's basketball on the map, all without throwing tantrums or threatening walkouts. She lets her game do the talking.
AngelReese is still figuring out how to make a layup without becoming a meme. So next time Angel talks about sitting out, maybe someone should remind her people are already sitting out of watching her game.
I mean, I'm not huge on like comparing the WNBA and the NBA. Like, I don't really think that's fair. Obviously, I think where the WNBA is right now is pretty incredible. I think a lot of people, or most people, would not believe it's in the place that it is right now. So I think when people always ask me this question, like where I think it'll be in 5 years, is like, I don't, like, it's hard for me to answer because people didn't even think we'd be right here right now. And I think really sky's the limit. I think when you see, you know, our TV numbers when we're on, you know, national television, we're averaging over 1 million viewers or whatever it is. The All-Star game, I think, was over 4 million viewers. Like, it's just really great numbers. So the more opportunities we're given, I think the more it's going to shine and get better and better. I think also the talent level in college is continuing to get a lot better, and as those players come into the league, and it's going to continue to improve. We're adding 2 new teams next year, and then probably another team year after that.
Some more games.
Yeah, more games, which I think will be good. It'll lengthen the season a little bit.
And now, the debate is heating up between WNBA and NBA stars. Remember when Lisa Leslie and Draymond Green clashed?
NBA players need to grow the game before asking for bigger checks. Cue the outrage. But maybe, just maybe, he had a point.
There's a viral clip of Draymond Green basically lecturing one of the greatest players in NBA history, WNBA history. I think it's Lisa Leslie.
Lisa stirred the pot by suggesting NBA players should pitch in to boost WNBA salaries, maybe by skipping a night at the casino.
Sales to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, you know, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
It might have sounded like a joke, but Draymond Green didn't find it funny. He fired back, saying no one supports the WNBA more than NBA players, and implying otherwise was just ungrateful. His passionate response highlighted the growing tension between the two leagues.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the.
But while all this drama unfolds, one person has unexpectedly become the WNBA's biggest asset, Caitlin Clark. Thanks to her, attendance has skyrocketed 2.3 million fans this season, up 48% from last year. And yet, instead of rallying around the player bringing new life to the league, some veterans seem bitter about the attention she's getting. Enter Patrick Bet-David, who didn't hold back. He warned WNBA players that they should be grateful for Clark because, without her, their league might not even exist. Instead of complaining about pay, they should be celebrating the one thing that's actually working. But instead, they're still demanding bigger checks from a league that can barely afford to keep the lights on. Maybe Angel should hold off on asking for a raise.